Hey there, welcome to another devlog.
Previously on Dragon Ball.
In the previous devlog, we had introduced a new character, adding up to 2 and finished a total of 11 levels. Now it's time to introduce the third character and make more levels, but hold up. First, we gotta doing some other what? Shut up. Shh. Control, bro. Don't get addicted. We are not going to be making levels, not yet at least, because there's something very important missing from our game. Lol. And you can take a guess. Go ahead. That's exactly right. Your mom. Okay, yeah, it's sound. There's literally no audio, no music, no sound effects, no Yahoo! Like in Mario, and not even a Yamata! Like in a hand. Like in anime. Like in anime. So yeah, it's time to add some audio to our game. Now to add audio, first we need audio. Finding sound effects and music from YouTube or several other free sources is quite easy. So when there are so many free sources, all we have to do is download it and then psych! We are making our own sound effects. So I thought up some ideas, and since it was getting late, I went to bed. I woke up the next morning to yeah boy, make some noise.
Yeah, they just wanna see me in the grave. Come out the law in the rave. Oh no, I can't wait. You can read what you saw in the day. I was down, now I'm up to the plate. Got a couple hits, cause you know I can't play.
There are 4 sound effects that I need: when the player moves, when the player jumps, when the character is changed, and finally when the level ends. The sound effects I recorded are for when the player moves and when the level ends. The sound for jump and character change, I use this software which gives you different sound effects that you can mess around with. Now the recorded audio is obviously not perfect, so I hopped on Audacity and started tweaking it until I was satisfied. And tweaking the player movement sound was especially tricky because the sound should be a clean, seamless loop when the player moves along the ground. With all the sound effects ready, it was time to code it in, and usually adding sound and music to a game is pretty simple. You just have to add a couple of lines here and there and you'll be done. But I've never added sound effects to a game. I've only added background music to my previous highly successful games, but it's okay. It's only a couple of lines that I need to learn and implement. That's easy, right? It was late at night, and there I was, in my balcony, contemplating life and thinking about my code. And this might sound really bizarre, but like, I just knew, like it just, and I wasn't even looking at the code, like it just clicked me, and I just went back to my PC, and as you can see, this is resources, and that is recourses. So like yeah, it's a spelling mistake. First, I made an audio manager that takes care of all of the audio in the game, but for some reason, I don't know, it just wouldn't work the way I wanted it to work. So I scraped that and did each sound individually going into the movement script. And this allowed me to update the volume of the movement according to the player's velocity. The player's velocity can range between 0 to 7 and the volume can range between 0 to 1. With a simple mathematical equation, we can make the volume directly proportional to the velocity of the player. Oh, I'm sorry, you didn't get it? No. As you can listen, now there is sound when I move, when I jump, and when the level ends. Oops, shit, fuck. When the level ends. All the sound effects are in place, but there is still something missing. Your mom. Music. So I hit up my music guy and said, yo, and he said, yo. Then I said, give music. Then he said, yeah, sure, here you go, my best friend. And just like that, we got our music. But again, I had to adjust it to make it longer and a bit better. And then wrote a script to control it, and boom, all the audio was in place exactly as I wanted it. Now that all the audio is in, it is time to introduce our third character. The idea is pretty simple. When the other two characters are on top of this one, it gives them a jump boost which will make for some very interesting levels. Staying on that topic, it is once again time to design a few levels. Now with the extremely slow and challenging part, that is level design, out of the way, I just had to recreate it in Unity. I finished making these 5 levels so fast, it's like insane. I grinded my ass off for this, continuous, no breaks, and just kept going until I completed it. I finished it so smooth and easy with no problems. It was actually kinda cool. At this point, you should already know there's always some bullshit. You know, I reached the 5th level where the gravity changes and stuff. And the way I wrote the code for changing the jump when the first 2 players are on top of the 3rd player interfered with the gravity change, and the jump just didn't seem to work. I sat that day all night staring at that code for hours, tweaked it several times, and just kept getting the same error and error and error and error and error and error. And with that finally fixed, that was another 5 levels, well actually 6 levels done. Now, I have to say this again. There are many more things and problems that I haven't shown, like how it took me a long ass time to get this black light working. It's like a black hole rather than emitting light, it sucks the light. Pretty cool, but I can't really show it cause, you know, like... It's cause these are puzzles, right? So I can't show them completely. This game is not a never-ending game like Subway Surfers or Jetpack Joyride. It's only a couple of levels that can be completed in a couple of minutes and not meant to be played for hours together. And don't forget that I'm not a pro game developer, but also don't forget that I'm a pro gamer, yes sir! So yeah, thank you for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Until then, drink more water or your pee will get shorter.
Yeah, they just wanna see me in the grave. Come out the law in the rave.
Like, I'm serious. drink it. Or it will get you.
Oh no, I can't wait.